So, this must be the place.
Yep. Good old Fort Brand, Arkansas. Just like I left it.
What a shithole.
Hey, I'll have you know I spent the best years of my life here. God, I can almost smell the barracks from here.
My apologies, Captain.
I think I can smell the barracks from here. Regrets and dysentery. Like hundreds of anuses losing the will to live simultaneously.
Those were the best years of your life?
Yep. I spent them all in this shithole.
That's truly horrifying, Captain.
And here we are. The 145th Psychological Operations.
This better be worth it.
Captain Lancaster?
Yes, you must be Sergeant Harris. We're here to see Private Wilde.
As expected. Just follow me, Captain. I'll show you where he is.
So, what can you tell me about Private Wilde, Sergeant? Is he what we were led to believe he was?
If you heard that he's a cross-dressing paint licker that probably needs Jesus, then yes.
I told you we were wasting our time.
Nonsense, Lieutenant. I've often found the stranger they are, the more raw the talent.
I think you'll find that sometimes the stranger they are, well, that's the end of it.
Well, let me judge that for myself.
Private Wilde, on your feet. You've got brass visiting.
Fox, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, what do you want?
Private Wilde, mind your place.
Fine.
Wilde, I swear to God, if you don't...
No, Sergeant. Perfectly fine. Fox, I've got a question for you. How would you like to serve your country in a more creative way?
Well, Captain, I've got a full day of serving other countries ahead of me. You know, the ones with all the brown people. Arts, mines, genocide, service with a smile. But I might be able to pencil you in for a 10 o'clock in 3 months.
Wilde, I swear I'm going to rip your fucking throat out.
Sergeant, that's fine. Expected, really. Fox, let me level with you.
No, let me level with you first. None of my bosses ever use my first name unless they're about to fuck me.
Is he always like this?
You know what, Fox? I like you. So I'm gonna let you in on a little secret.
It gets bigger when you touch it?
Hardly that. My secret is simple. I like you. I like you because I get paid to like good writers. And you, my friend, are a good writer.
Oh, I see you read my gay romance novel then.
You write one?
Yeah, it was about two 14-year-olds who...
Private Wilde!
And in a splatter scat.
One more word and...
Which is where an aging clown eats too much hummus and then takes laxatives.
You're perfect. You're absolutely perfect. The boys back at the Pentagon are gonna love you.
I told you he was... Wait, what?
Yeah, what?
Yes, love you. Why don't you fly back to D.C. with us? We've got something to show you.
Does it get bigger when I'm forced to touch it?
Ah, this guy's such a riot. They're going to absolutely love you.
What if I were to tell you that the government is out to get you? If you were to look outside your bedroom,
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? You are live on Toontown Radio. I'm your host, Trigger. That's my Deuce. Yeah, how you doing? That's Fox Wilde. Sup? And filling in for Aunt Juniper is Boris the Russian once again.
Well, hello, my friends. How are you? It is good to finally meet you again.
Yeah, whoa, wait. Didn't we already have him on the radio once? Yeah? Yeah. As I recall, he was actually terrible at what he was doing. So? Well, I mean, if he's not a good voice actor, then why are we having him on? Because, well, none of us are good voice actors, so what does it matter? Hey, that's a fair point.
But I realize that maybe I am not up to what you would prefer there, but I can assure you that I will apply myself to the utmost of my abilities.
Oh, God, make him stop.
The fuck is your problem?
Yeah, come on, let's give him a shot, man. Oh, all right, fine. Sorry for interrupting.
It is no problem, my friend. It is like we say in Mother Russia, to err is human, but to forgive is divine, which is...
Oh, God, it just gets worse and worse. Please don't make me do this. What is so bad about what he's doing? I don't know if I can explain it. It's just... I don't like it. I don't want him here. Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the accent or the... I think it's just the things that he says. It's kind of retarded. Well, if you're the one doing his voice, why don't you just say something different?
Okay, let me give it a try.
This is Boris the Russian.
Whoa, Fox, you're doing Maduse's voice. Oh, sorry, let me try.
I think that's really the reason why the Resistance was forced into that position. Well, okay, but if the whole Jericho Walker incident hadn't occurred, do you think the Resistance would still be around in the form it was before the incident? Well, I think the answer is no. I mean, if they were still trying to use the same tactics with the same type of organization, I think they would have been snuffed out. Oh, well, so you're saying that the Jericho Walker incident was a good thing?
Well, I mean, yes and no. I mean, it was a good thing that the change happened. Just the catalyst for it was definitely not.
A silver line 9/11, was it an inside job? Was the Contra affair a natural precursor to the incident? Was the Kumar offensive a natural response?
Whoa. Those are three completely separate things, bro. What the hell?
Yeah, who the hell taught you history? Alright, so you mean to tell me if 9/11 hadn't popped off, the Kumar offensive would have still happened?
I don't think that's a logical question.
So next you're gonna be saying the alien visitation at the Rendlesham Forest didn't happen either.
Huh?
Yeah, back it up a second there. Now you're only natural to try to make a connection between the two, but... I mean, we're not trying to find a silver lining to something that horrible, but... I mean, I guess it kind of is a silver lining, isn't it?
Oh, hey man, even above the clouds, the freaking sun is shining.
Well, yeah, but sometimes it's smog raining acid rain down on ya. Sun's still up there, but it ain't doing you no good.
I'm just telling it like it is, man.
I think this is a good natural stopping point. Let's go ahead and play a song. This is Serenity by Merkaba. Keep it here, Doomtown Radio.
Did you guys notice anything weird?
Doomtown Radio.
Cycle of romance, experience the change, making a difference, reprimanding all our wicked ways, coaching the demons in the
you know what psychiatrists have in common with wedding photographers? All the good ones are drug dealers. That's right, whether you're about to go under the knife, thinking about committing suicide, it's a special once-in-a-lifetime event, or you just can't today, you're all adults, and in this country, that means you need help. Whether you're having trouble getting up in the morning, getting it up in the evening, getting it off once it's up, getting it on after 2 years of marriage, or just found out that having children is actually a terrible experience and you don't know how to murder a toddler in the age of criminal forensics, well, there's something for everyone. There's lithium for those who can't sleep at night, Ritalin for those who sleep too much, Percocet for the fun-loving types who just want to feel fucking awesome, heroin for those who can't afford Percocet, and for those of you out there who don't want drugs to ruin your chances of building a better future, there's Adderall. And hey, if you don't know a doctor or wedding photographer, just go to a daycare, because remember, they don't piss test 5-year-olds. Doing drugs. Because, do you really need a reason?
Doomtown Radio.
Yeah, what's up? It's Trigger. And that's my dude.
Hey,
that's Fox. And that's Boris the Russian.
Hello, my friends.
Alright, so before the commercial break, we had touched on Rendlesham Forest, and Fox, I believe it was you who posed the question, was it the reptilians or the Pleiadians that crash landed? Actually, I think you just kind of interjected Rendlesham Forest into the whole thing, and then we asked you why you did that. No, I very clearly remember you asking me a highly pertinent question. I don't think I've ever asked a single pertinent question in my life. Alright, well, tell you what, let's take a call or two and see if maybe one of them has a pertinent question. Probably not. Alright, pointless caller number 1, you are live on Doomtown Radio. What you got?
Well, I actually had an alternative theory that maybe the aliens that crash landed in Rendlesham Forest were actually Al-Qaeda.
No, that's stupid. Wait, guys, let's hear the man out, alright?
Well, scientists have pretty much effectively concluded that Al-Qaeda got most of their knowledge from the reptilians, right?
No. It's just crazy talk, man.
Dude, you're starting to sound like Trigger now.
Hey, cut the guy some slack, man. Please, caller, go ahead.
Wouldn't it make sense? Hezbollah had come to power under the star sign Aquarius, right?
Well, actually, I think now it's Pisces.
Well, irregardless of that, everybody knows that Hezbollah is the reptilian word for ancient invaders.
Okay, but only if they're from the planet Nagalatsar.
Or it's more
Well, by extension, of course.
Okay, but obviously we're talking the Bedestinian reptilians here. Come on.
Oh, that's right. Mercury was in retrograde. Sorry, my bad.
All right. So since Hezbollah started Al-Qaeda, obviously it makes sense that it would happen at the dawning of the precession of the equinox.
Oh, right, which happened under the Cancer sign.
Now you're getting it.
Okay, fine. You win this round.
All right, so since Al-Qaeda had to be at Rendlesham Forest...
Or else none of us would have gotten our Merkabas, obviously.
Hey, maybe some of our listeners don't know that yet. You don't know.
So I'm basically postulating that it was an astral vehicle that crashed into the Rendlesham Forest.
No. You know what? We're done. Take this guy off the air.
God, sir, you need to watch your language. This is a family show.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we want to apologize for that. Here at Doomtown Radio, we do not condone racial profiling. You know what? If we would just get a call screener, we wouldn't have these problems.
I guess I don't understand why we would need a call screener in the first place.
Well, so that assholes like that don't get through. Well, since the callers are basically you, why don't you just not say racist shit? Well, because it's in the script. Wait. It's actually 3 people? Come on, man, that's a little bit hard to follow. Oh, yeah, but, you're getting into the mind of somebody that's pretty psychologically fragmented. Manifests itself in a lot of weird ways, you know what I mean? Yeah, but 3 different personalities,
Wait, didn't the latest version of the DSM come out and say that multiple personality disorder wasn't a thing?
Nah, I think that's dissociative personality disorder.
I guess I'm having trouble understanding the differences between the two.
Well, honestly, I think that's the reason why it was removed from the DSM, because was really hard to articulate the differences. I guess I can understand that, but yeah, Fox, I gotta agree with Trigger. I think that's a little confusing. Yeah, I don't get me wrong. I understand where you're coming from with the whole, fragmented mental state. Well, but that's what it's trying to communicate is not only the confusion that a sufferer could feel, but the confusion that people around this person might, experience and try and understand him. Well, okay, so you're kind of making this a personal thing. Well, yeah, I mean, of course it is. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that, I guess I kind of don't know what I'm saying to it. Well, hey, man, write what you know, that realm is kind of my area of expertise, so why wouldn't I write about it? Maybe it's just hard for people to see where you're coming from because they're not a sufferer like you. Well, I can at least try, right? Well, yeah, because we don't have a call screener, we're just gonna have to kind of risk it. Now, next caller, you're on Doomtown Radio.
Yeah, what's up, man? How you doing?
Really? Is that what you think black people sound like? I'm doing the best I can. Well, do better anyways. Fine, I'll do a British dude. Alright, next caller. You're on the air. Doomtown Radio. What's up?
Well, yes, actually, I've got a question for...
You gotta turn the caller filter on.
Oh, whoops, sorry. Yes,
I've got a question for Mr. Fox.
Okay, yeah, shoot.
Man, it's so freaking weird when he does that.
It's very simple, really. What is going on with this episode? It sounds like you're having a normal time, and then all of a sudden you'll hear some static like a TV set, and then it'll change the channel to a completely different show.
Well, I think that we're getting around to explaining that.
You're not doing a very good job. It's really very confusing. You should just explain it to everyone so they understand.
Well, yeah, normally I would disagree with him and all, but... we're at 19 minutes and 20 seconds, so, if we don't wrap this up, we're gonna have another 30-minute episode like last time. Alright, fine. So here's what happened. We had to split it up into 2 separate channels so that we could kind of do whatever we wanted with the other one, but... on this one, it would just be entirely about Doomtown City. Which, that was the original intention with the other one, but, people seem to kind of respond to the comedy and everything, so we were like, okay, let's just kind of keep that one the way it is, but... Alright, so what exactly is this show that we're doing right now? Well, this is called White Noise. Up until the launch of my first book, it's pretty much just gonna be a bunch of historical context for the city, but... we've got some pretty good plans coming up for it, but am I right in assuming that it's not going to be as fun as the other one? Well, I think if you're into the books and into the music and into the story behind, the city and what's going on in it, then I think it'll be just as fun, but, if you're not really... into that stuff, then yeah, people will probably just gravitate towards the other one, and hey man, that's cool. Alright, so when does White Noise officially start? It'll probably start in a week or 2, as soon as I kind of figure out how to get Libsyn calibrated for it. Alright, so stay tuned for a week or 2, then we're gonna launch another podcast, and it's gonna be super downer, like pretty much everything else that Fox does. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, I think there's something really important that we need to address. Like a really big difference between this podcast and the other podcast. Bro, I've got no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, you're talking crazy. I think the Fox kind of had a mental break, and that's kind of what the last episode was about.
Well, wait. Why are you talking about Fox Wilde in the third person? It's really creepy.
Well, because Fox Wilde is just a character. It's not my real name. My real name's Zach. Yeah, he's just portraying a character. That's it.
Okay, right. But when it switches to the other channel, it's not... It seems like he doesn't know that.
Well... yeah, stupid. Yeah. Live with Trigger is the canon where I know that they're all imaginary characters in my head. But White Noise is the one where I don't.
Alright, so in Live with Trigger, you're playing a character, but in White Noise, you actually think that you're the character?
Yes.
Even though you're saying right now that you know it's another character that you think that you are.
Yes, right. God, what is so hard about this?
But Trigger's on the other podcast too, and he doesn't know that he's imaginary on that one either.
No, why would he?
Dude,
it sounds like you're the one with mental problems right now.
But you're the one that's doing my voice.
And I recognize that.
But if you're doing all of our voices in the other show, you won't know it.
No,
for the last time, no.
And they actually employ you in the minute.
And that's all the time we have for this show, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, I'm Trigger. That's Ma Deuce.
Yeah, how you doing?
That's Fox Wilde.
Sup?
And that's Boris the Russian.
Yeah, I don't remember.
All right, and we are live on Doomtown Radio, where we don't say our slogan enough for you to give a shit.